Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer. Turning the ringer off of my phone because it has been an almost guarantee that when I'm filming lately, someone in my family is going to call. And it's just the way it is going lately. What am I doing today? I'm giving y'all a midweek check-in. I am cleaning while I'm giving you a midweek check-in because a lot is going on, and not in a bad way. It's just a busy time of the year for a lot of people. It is a busy time of the year specifically for moms because it's back to school, and for me it's doubly so because of all the holidays and stuff and last minute travels and stuff, and like there's other stuff behind the scenes that I haven't really talked about that are being planned and worked on, and there's a lot of things behind the scenes you guys don't actually see or know about. So I have talked that the room is it's in shambles. It is absolutely in shambles. You guys can't even see half of it because here's the problem. This is every major podcaster that I know of goes through the same thing, and there's this wonderful cycle, and I'm not complaining because I love my job. I love experiencing new yarns. I love trying new stuff for you guys so that you don't have to waste your money if you hate it. I gladly take on that burden because it's not a burden to me at all. I love yarn. And even when I don't like the yarn, I love that I got a chance to play with it, and then I pass that yarn on to organizations mostly. I donate a lot. Or I will put the stuff I don't like, most times, 9 out of 10 gets donated. To most often, once in a while it's Goodwill. Most often the stuff I don't like get sent off to either creative reuse stores, because there's a lot of them in the state of Virginia. I think the last list that I saw had 9 of them, and I've only been to about half. I've only been to 4 of them, so I try to donate to the creative reuse stores because I find them important. I have occasionally donated to the Goodwill. I have donated bags and bags and bags to the college that my niece goes to. I almost said my daughter. That my niece goes to for their, they have a crochet and knit club, I think is what it's called. I've donated a lot to them. I've donated a lot of places. And I don't generally talk about that on here. Because, like, whatever. Like, you cannot possibly, as a podcaster, keep all of the yarn that comes into your house or your office. You cannot possibly. You would have a warehouse full of yarn if you kept it all. And a lot of times I just buy yarn for reviews. I buy yarn to show you guys, hey, look at what's on the market. I have a lot gotten sent yarn for free from companies that want you to see it. And I always tell you guys, like, hey, this was sponsored content. This is sent to me by such and such. I get a lot of happy mail. I get a lot of happy mail. And that all leads to this. But also, my closet where I store my extra things, like my projects, has been occupied all summer for my niece. So what you don't see, this is just some of the makes I've made in the past couple months. And so these will also be sorted for donation for, I have specific bins for things I keep. I want to, in my closet, from the In the Closet series, I want to hang up all the wearables that I make because I often forget to put them on because that benefits the channel. I'll put on a really beautiful thing that I made, like this really cute sweater, and people will go, oh, what pattern is that? And then I send them to the pattern, and that helps the channel. This is, by the way, MJ's Off the Hook, if you didn't see it. This is made with Arcane Fiberworks yarn. Beautiful hooded sweater, and it is just about sweater season here. I mean, not really until November because it gets hot, but I will wear a sweater around the house because I have killer AC. And I also have a bin that I just keep for hats, but a lot of these hats in here are a donate situation, so I need to go through and decide what I'm keeping, what I'm donating. The fun, really colorful ones I always keep because that's how we roll cinnamon stitches. I never did add the legs to this. So many people wanted me to add legs to that, and I never did. And I'm probably not gonna. It's just a fun Big Bird hat. So, this. So I need to hang up. I need to sort through. I'm not sorting through that right now. That's just too much. And apparently I have a washcloth in here. I need to sort through that and put it where it needs to go. But I want to turn that closet into something usable and not just storage. So, are you leaving? I love you. Drive safe. There's so much to do in this room. It's a piece of plastic. But also, while I'm rearranging this room, Oreo tried to push the door, but there's like, I look like Sam Kinison. That's ridiculous. I look like Sam Kinison. While I'm in here working on this, trying to make sense of all of this and trying to figure out where everything needs to go, I am also rearranging another part of my house for homeschooling. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of crap I have to do myself. So what I'm doing is I'm making what I call piles. I'm putting things in piles so that they can be moved on to the next area of life, because a lot of this stuff needs to be moved on to either the closet or storage, or the door is locked, Oreo. You keep budging it. It's not going to open. She keeps hitting that door like it's going to magically open for her. And I'm really bad at putting stuff away. I'm really bad. And I have scraps. I don't know what to do with the scraps. They're everywhere. I have a scrap. Well, I had a scrap bin. But the scraps keep getting... See, that's stuck over there. The scraps keep ending up all over the place because I don't use them. And they're getting stuck in the wheel of my chair. What are you doing? Okay. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm not feeling real hot. So I started to feel like I was getting hot, like I was gonna be sick. And so I went and changed. I put on one of Mr. Cinnamon shirts because they are, this one in particular is really soft. And it's the water avatar one, but it's also like enormous on me. So yeah. And then I put in something different in my hair. Also, the door is gonna be left open, so if you hear background noise, because little man is really not feeling good. And he has asked me to leave the door open. So I am. Because I noticed, the reason I paused is because he's standing outside the door just staring at me. And when I went out there, I was like, do you want mommy to leave the door open? He's all, yes, please. It's like I was saying. I get a lot of things constantly coming into the house that I need to find places to put. And I don't always put them away right away. So I stack them to deal with them at a later date, and the piles are getting out of hand. But also because my niece went back to college, I now have that closet, and so now I'm in the process of putting things where they actually belong. And books. I think I'm going to move all the books out of here. And I have a lot of them in here for some reason. I keep buying them. Although my niece bought me the other books for the knitting, Vampire Knitting Club. And she got really mad because one of the books got dog-eared. Like the cover got dog-eared. I'm like, dude, relax. It ain't that serious. Happy Mail. Happy Mail. I already showed all these. I need to deal with that one. And yes, this is blasphemy, but I'm throwing away the book cover because I hate book covers. I hate them. Birthday cards. There's so many. So I figured I would just come on with you guys and we will chat. This needs to go in the other room. I feel like I'm cleaning in circles. You ever feel like you're just cleaning in circles? It's kind of my life lately. Cleaning in circles. Oh, there is. I was looking for this. I was looking for both of these, as a matter of fact. They were behind yarn. This is where my dead batteries go. Red for dead. And this is the smaller version of my Yarnet. So, what are you guys up to today? You can tell people are just throwing stuff any old place in here. This video is probably going to be boring, but it's all I have the energy for today. It's all I have the time for today. I do have news coming tomorrow because I got the DL on some information y'all are going to find interesting, so I do suggest you tune in tomorrow. Although I don't think I'm going to release that video till around noon, because you'll see why when I release it. But that's a time sensitive video, so looking for this yesterday. This can go in there. Alright, so part of the reason, I think I already explained, like part of the reason I have to come in here is because the constant influx of stuff. But like Happy Mail's a big one. Yarn reviews, etc. Yarn sale purchases, which does me in every time. Speaking of which, there's a whole new set of Happy Mail on my desk. And this cup is empty. Completely empty. So, I also think I'm going to start packing stuff away for the move, because my plan and my dream and my hope and my wish is that we are moved. We can sell this house next summer and find property somewhere else, because property is the goal. And yeah, a lot of people must have missed the 800 times that I have said that we are not moving to Florida. Because I've had so many people say, well, if you're still moving to Florida, we are not moving to Florida. We decided against that last year, like actually almost 2 years ago now. And I've only mentioned it a handful of times that we might move to Florida in the future. And then everybody like hung on that. And then I kept saying like, we changed our plans. Like, we're not moving to Florida. We're staying here. We could in essence move to Florida. Because Mr. Cinnamon's job could transfer to Florida, but there's a lot of reasons why I have decided that I don't want to live in Florida anymore. And it took convincing to Mr. Cinnamon, because I think he wants to live closer to, I know he wants to live closer to Disney World. I would love to live closer to Disney World, but I just think there are so many reasons not to live near Disney World that it outweighed us being close to Disney World. And I know that that's still his dream. I know that he would love to go, but that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen for a lot of reasons. And, you know, one of the main reasons is financial. I don't want all of our money to go into being at Disney World. And I've always wanted land. I've always wanted just a hunk of land that I don't have a next door neighbor 100 feet from my house. I grew up in, it was the ghetto. I grew up in the ghetto. It was a bad neighborhood. We constantly had a feud with the neighbors. And it was specifically the house on the left-hand side of our house, because it started off with a guy named Mr. Falk. And he was an amazing old dude. He was just chill. And he died. And they sold his house off to this guy named Mr. Rude. And Mr. Rude was a shyster. He was a slumlord. And he rented it out to every crackhead that he could. And we had our share of people. Like one family moved in there, but they did a lot of drugs. And the mail lady came to our house and she was telling my mom how she went to the door and there was cockroaches crawling on the baby's face because the baby was in a swing right by the front door. And they had cockroaches so bad they were crawling across the yard to get into our house, and my mom was not having that. She called the city. They laid down these crystal things. She treated the entire house with boric acid. Like, she went through scrubbing everything. She was pulling things out of the cabinet. Like, she was not living with bugs. It's not happening. So we never did have bugs in our house. Like, that was not a thing we had to deal with because my mom was not having it. And then this guy Daryl moved in, and Daryl had a twin brother, and Daryl was mentally ill and a drug addict, and him and his mom was as crazy as he was, and he was probably my age. He was probably like 45, close to 50, and his mom wasn't much older than him. She must have had him young, but I mean, that's common in the ghetto. And they were both crazy, and they would just scream all the time. He would scream and argue when no one was home with him, and they lived really close to us. So if he's screaming in his house, I can hear it in our house, you know? And he was scary, and he was always saying like highly inappropriate stuff to us. And then we had the neighbor across the street, Angel. Angel was an alcoholic, a real bad alcoholic, and we had problems with her the entire 20 years I lived in that house. She was nice when she was straight, but like when she was drinking, she was something else. And she beat her daughters, and her daughters used that aggression out on us and tried to beat on us. And she raised her daughters to be incredibly racist. And so like that came out on us. And then when her daughters got old enough that they left her, she got drunk one night and confessed that she had HIV. And my mom just felt bad for her after that. And she was a prostitute, and she was all those things, you know. She was, like I said, she was a decent person when she was straight, but she's crazy when she was drunk. And we always had problems with like those two specific houses. Bentley is dragging yarn with him. What are you doing, bud?
I'm just sitting here.
In the doggy bed? Are you feeling bad again?
No.
What's the matter?
I'm just bored.
I bet. I think he's ready to get back on a schedule and get back to school because he cannot stand just hanging out. It's one step at a time with that. And we have had the occasional bad neighbor with me and Mr. Cinnamon, like in the 25 years we've been living together. We've had the occasional bad neighborhood, but not until we moved into this neighborhood was it like the people across the street. I just can't deal with them anymore. I just can't do it anymore. And the old lady next door has calmed down a lot. Like, it wasn't even her so much. It was her daughter, who doesn't live with her, would come over because, if you don't know the story about the old lady next door, she is a retired teacher. She's getting old enough now where she's barely mobile. Like, she walks so slow and hunched over, and like, she's clearly having mobility issues. And her daughter, who is in her 30s, has 2 kids. Her grandson is Lucas's age. He's a little bit younger than Lucas. And then a granddaughter who is, I think, 2 years younger than Lucas. And she homeschools them. Well, that's fine. But those kids are not, I don't know, they're not taught to respect the boundaries. Like, they're very much are not allowed to leave the driveway. Even though they're like 9 and 7, they're not allowed to leave the driveway at Grandma's house. They're in the backyard all the time, and when they're in the backyard, they are messing with my dogs and teasing my dogs and just climbing on my fence and like yelling over the fence at us. And I'm like, and it's irritating. It's irritating. And she has dogs that have zero training, and it's not the grandma's dogs. It's her daughter's dogs that she also babysits because they are so bad she can't leave them at home. And then I have finally got my dogs to not be so reactive when those dogs are over there attacking each other and biting the little boy because the little boy's messing with them. But I'm just tired of the constant crap outside of my house. Like, I feel like I can't sit in the backyard because they're out there. I can't sit in the front yard because the neighbors across the street are crazy. And I just want peace and quiet. I want to move to where there's a neighbor like on the other side of the field. And also, I know that there's crazy folk in the country, but I have noticed and I have experienced personally people of a lower, I don't know how to say this without sounding ignorant, people that don't have necessarily as much money as the people in this neighborhood, because these people are entitled jackwagons. They tend to be more like friendly with their neighbor. I know that I lived in the ghetto, so there's crazy people in the ghetto. I get that. But what I want is just to be where they're not so entitled butt hats. To where they think that they don't have, like, there's no boundaries or rules. They can do what they want when they want and there's no consequences. That's the neighborhood here. I would rather deal with people who at least are respectful or mind their own business, stay on their side of the fence, you know? So I'm really like, my mind is so set that we're moving next summer that I'm already planning on downsizing my entire house. I'm planning on getting rid of a lot of stuff that just is not, I have so many knickknacks in my china cabinet from, my mom used to love buying crap from the dollar store. And since my mom is gone, like, that's all I have left of her, because when she died, my sisters fought over her crap. And I let them fight over it. I didn't take nothing. I took nothing. I took a few little trinkets out of her jewelry box for Juju, like a really crappy $5 watch Juju wanted. They fought over everything in her possession. And I wasn't about to do that. I would do that. I think that I hate that. And so I have stuff from the Dollar Tree she bought me, but that stuff's not bringing me joy. And like, I don't need a Dollar Tree fairy to remember my mother by. You know? And I even told Juju, I was like, don't let my stuff when I die become your burden. Sell it, donate it, get rid of it. Lighting in here was a little bit yellow. Can you do me a favor? Can you go put some Dr. Pepper in this?
How did you remote record? How did you remote start record?
I didn't. I just pushed record and it paused. It took a few minutes to register that I hit record. I always do that when I change batteries. Thank you, baby. The Dr. Pepper is on the table. Pour it slower. It'll be too much fizz in there. So yeah. I told her, I was like, don't let my crap. I was like, you can have all of my Disney pins, because I have a lot. And that's her thing. I said, unless Lucas wants a couple, he can have a couple, because that's not his thing at all. And I was like, I don't know what Lucas is going to even want when I die. And I know that's morbid, but it's just what I was thinking about. And I was like, he can have all my electronics, because I know that he likes it. And I told Lucas, I said, when I die, you can have all my electronics. And he goes, I don't want your electronics. I was like, well, what do you want? He's all, I don't want you to die. I was like, well, all right. I'm sorry I brought it up. So, really, I'm making this video and I'm putting off actually doing any of the cleaning and work in here because I don't really feel like doing it. But there's like, I'm drowning in stuff right now. And this kind of thing drives me crazy because you can see the dogs keep hitting, see, they're knocking stuff over. And it's wound around my dang wheel again. I have no idea where the end is. Oh, there it is. There we go. There's a lot of this happening over in this direction because that's yarn I've used for other crap. Big giant scrap ball. I don't even remember what I made with this at this point. Do you guys remember? I did something with this recently. What did I make out of the red, white, and blue? It was something small. Do you remember? Put it in the comments if you remember, because I don't remember at all. And I was apparently was gonna start something else. Now it's bothering me. What did I make with the red, white, and blue? And I know it's in here somewhere because I have not put anything anywhere else. I used the white for the blanket. You see all this crap back here? What I want to do is this corner over here. I want to put an area to spin in this room over here. And I want to redo the shelves back there for Halloween. So I want to decorate for Halloween back here. So I need to swap out all the yarn colors to Halloween colors. And my Halloween yarn is over there in the corner.
Just wait like a minute before drinking.
Thank you, baby.
Hey, Benny came in here.
Benny likes going to work with Mama.
Oh.
I stole your plastic bin to put stuff I crocheted in. Is that alright?
Yeah.
He's a good boy. So yeah, I'm just in a constant state of where do I put all this crap? And I probably could go buy some more plastic buckets. Me and Mr. Cinnamon, me and Mr. Cinnamon, we're actually talking about maybe getting a storage unit for just to clear out the house a little bit. And I think that's probably a good idea because once the holidays are over with, I have a ton of holiday decorations and I would like to store that and clear out the garage at the very minimum. And I would not be protest at all to get rid of most of the yarn in here at the end of the year. Because I have a lot of plastic buckets just filled with yarn that... Well, I also have... Can you do me a favor? Nope, you don't have to. It's all right here. Because I moved... I have this going on, okay? Does anybody else do this? Or is this just a Jen thing? I put yarn in here for a project, okay? This is all Malabrigo. This whole bag is Malabrigo. It is a fade of 4 shades of pink, a purple, and a gray. I was gonna make a top. And I don't know what top I was gonna make because I didn't get that far, but I caked it all up and put it in my bag from the yarn club. And this is gonna be a project. I did this months ago because I was going to sit down and start this. And then I couldn't figure out what shirt I wanted to make. And I was afraid I was going to waste the yarn, so I stored it, right? But wait. Lion Brand yarn. Lion Brand bag. Right? I bought some of their merino yak alpaca yarn and their cotton jeans yarn, which is their higher end yarns. And I showed you that I bought these yarns, and I bought them with the intention of doing a review on these yarns, a full review. So I put them in this bag, and I'm like, next week, I'm gonna do a review on these yarns. That was last year. That was last year. Last year. I was gonna do something with those. That was last year. What else do we got going on over here?
Amazon box.
That's my birthday present from Daddy.
Can I see? You need to cut that out.
No, turn it, close it. Okay, so this bag, I started a blanket. I started a blanket with this beautiful yarn from Premier Yarns that was in a mill ends bag. Okay? I started a corner to corner. I got pretty far with the corner to corner. And then I got to where I was having that meltdown that we all saw happen. And I didn't want to take this on the trip to Alabama. I didn't want to take this to Florida. It started to get hot. This is a bulky weight yarn. So I'm like, I'm going to put it in this bag. This is going to be beautiful. It almost matches my shirt. It's going to be a beautiful blanket. I want to have it as a blanket so that I can use it when the weather gets cold. Because it's going to be Jen sized, I hope. The hook is still in here, which explains where my 6mm dots hook has been. Because I couldn't find it. Love, these are my favorite hooks. They're my favorite hooks. Dots hooks from WeCrochet. Put it in the bag and forgot about it. On purpose I forgot about it because I was not in the mood to deal with it. What else is over here?
Is that Happy Mail?
What? Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what?
What?
There's something in this Happy Mail for you. But you were acting a fool last night, so I didn't give it to you. You remember?
Yeah. Can I see?
No, we'll look at that in a little bit.
What? Well, can I show it on camera?
No. You know what? You can. Let me figure out what's yours. Look at that. Don't say it out loud.
Ooh.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
There's a cuss word. Oh! Alright, this is from... Hold up. This is from... Let me find the thing. Christine.
Ooh.
That gives you something to play with. That's from Christine. Hang on, there's more. This one is from Marie Brotherton.
Ooh.
It's like origami, but like images.
Ooh. And
Can I put that in my garbage bag?
Is that it?
Hang on. And then
Put this on the desk.
I think all of these had something for you. Let me double check this one. This one might have just been Mommy. Oop. Hang on. An avocado. Thanks. Nope, this one's just Mama.
Alright.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone.
Marie and Christine.
Thank you, guys.
He said thank you, Marie and Christine, if you're watching. And thank you on my behalf because now he's entertained. This bag has leftover yarn from the Dollar Tree. Need to figure out where to put that at. What else do we got going on over here? This is my birthday present from Mr. Cinnamon. So this needs to go under my desk. This needs to go in the other room for little man's school. So I was thinking about, I want to set up a whole classroom in the other room for him. And I want to have like a whiteboard on the wall. With that, Mr. Cinnamon got me a whiteboard that is days of the week from Aldi for $6.99, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna have that one up there, and we're gonna have like the whole week scheduled out. And I don't really remember if it's the whole week or if it's the whole month. But I want to have like Mondays this, Tuesdays this, etc., etc. And then I was talking to Mr. Cinnamon. I was like, I want to plan out the whole year. I bought new planners. I'm so excited. Okay. Those are going to be coming. Happy Planner was having 80% off of Disney planners that are undated. So I got 2 Disney planners, and then they had teacher stickers that were teacher planner stickers for 80% off. So, and they had a whiteboard that's a tabletop whiteboard, and we're going to use that for cursive because I really want to teach him in Juju cursive because the school did a craptastic job of teaching them cursive, and I write really bad in cursive, so the 3 of us are gonna take a cursive class together. I have a workbook, and we're gonna use the whiteboards, and we're gonna practice our cursive, and we're gonna, you know, just make it like a little more legible for the 3 of us. And that's going to be coming. So I have my teacher planner ready, and what I want to do is I told Mr. Cinnamon I want to plan a field trip every month. So I live in this amazing place called Virginia, Michigan. Virginia, Michigan. That literally made no sense. Virginia in the United States, right? It should be an hour from Washington, D.C., but really some days it's 3 to 4 hours to get to Washington, D.C. because traffic is horrendous here, okay? There is so much to do in D.C. that's free. We could take the train up there. We don't live far from the train. The train is down by the post office, so I'm down that way anyway. We could literally take the train, the metro, up to D.C. if we wanted to avoid traffic. Walk around, there's so many free things to do that are homeschool approved. The Air and Space Museum, the Natural History Museum is free. The National Zoo is free. There's so many free things. There's an art museum down there. There's so many things that I could work into his studies in DC specifically, but that's not even it. I live in the epicenter of the Civil War. Like, this is where it took place. There are preserved natural lands all around me that are battlefields where you can still find, like, the trees still have musket balls, like, in the tree. There's still stuff in the ground that, like, belt buckles and stuff like that, that can still be found. You can't go searching for that stuff because it's protected land from the national parks, but you can literally go and look and see and read about and learn about and take tours for free of these areas and learn about the Civil War, right? So there's that, and that's all right here. But in my city, there's a lot of stuff we've never done. There's also, not only is that a history lesson, but it also can be a nature science thing because it's preserved natural lands. And those kind of trips, I literally could take those weekly and he'd be perfectly fine with that. Is it working?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm playing the memory mode.
I love playing it. I love those kind of games. I honestly, when I saw that, I was like, maybe I should keep this for myself and play with it. So, she did good with that one, huh?
Yeah.
There's a whole box of goodies from Christine that are for me, and some of them I really, really like. Okay, actually, I really liked everything I got. I was really excited. Mr. Cinnamon, he parks for me, and I usually open the mail like at the post office, but birthday presents, I usually open on camera, and I save that. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to open them because, you know, I had a rough day. When little man gets sick, he is, the leading up to him being sick, he's really like just cranky. Oh. And then when he gets sick, like he's so quiet and like calm and like you don't even know he's there. And that's when you know he really doesn't feel good, when he doesn't talk. Or he starts to get clingy. And mommy, can you just be in the room with me because he's scared? I don't know what he thinks is going to happen to him if I'm out of the room. But he actually, this is the first time he's been sick and has slept in his own room since he's been born. Because he's very clingy and very, mommy, I need to be by you when I'm sick. And the melatonin ladies, and guys, there's guys in here too. The melatonin worked so good on him.
You can also make music.
Yeah?
Start recording.
You can record.
Oh, cool.
Playback.
I give him melatonin at like 8 o'clock. And he's tired enough to lay in bed quietly at 10 o'clock. Which is unheard of with him. But in the morning when I check on him, because he's been sleeping in, he's not moving at all. And he twitches all night long. Like he tosses, he turns, he does his feet all night long. He's constantly in movement, even in his sleep. So since we started the melatonin, it's like a miracle. It's just a gummy. I give him one gummy a night. And it helps him to like relax. Those of you that suggested melatonin, I want to kiss you on the mouth. I just, it's been fantastic. And actually, I was curious, when we were in the cabin, I felt really restless because it had been a rough day. It was the first day. I told you guys when we drove to the cabin, like it was a really rough day. And like it took way longer than it was supposed to get there. And it was real late when we got there. And just everything was going wrong, right? And it was like 11 o'clock and I'm still like wired. I'm like, I wonder what these melatonins do. Because I'm giving them to him, but I haven't tried them yet. And Juju's all, well, I want to try one too. And so I gave one to her, and they're just gummies from over the counter. They're supposed to affect the natural hormone or chemical, whatever, in your brain, melatonin, okay? I took one, and that's the best night's sleep I've gotten in a while. And I don't know if it was a combination of the day was really rough, but like as soon as I took it and it started to like, I could feel it, I just felt tired. And it wasn't drowsy, drunk feeling that like pills give you. It was, I felt naturally sleepy. And I didn't feel groggy or sleepy the next day. And I slept all night without waking up, which is unheard of for me. I too toss and turn and move all night long. Juju said she slept really good. And I was like, okay, well now I see why he's sleeping so good, because it literally is just, it just helps you sleep. It's crazy. And I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not telling you to take this stuff. Check with your doctor as always. Don't take my advice as medical advice, because I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, any of those fancy things to quote Reporting Life for my sofa. It just has worked for him. And I haven't taken one since. Juju hasn't taken one since, because I don't feel the need, because this is how I've lived 45 years. I think, though, on the nights where I'm feeling particularly insomniatic, I might try to take one, but I'm also not going to take them away from him, and they're not cheap, so I'm not going to, you know, buy a bunch for myself, but definitely seem to be working for him. Yeah. They're also not recommended for kids under a certain age, and he's like 10, but he's also the size of an adult almost. He is almost the same size as my niece, and she's a full-grown adult. So I was teasing, I sent her a meme the other day because he's this much shorter than her. She's gonna be 21, he's 10. He just turned 10. And it was my little brother at 10 years old, and it was a picture, it was a drawing of a girl and a boy standing side by side. My little brother at 10 years old, and they're height to height. My little brother at 18, and he's way, and I sent it to her. I was like, this is gonna be you and Lucas. That's probably gonna be him and Juju too, because Juju's only 5 foot. She's 5'6". I think she said she's 5'6". She's shorter than me. I'm almost 5'9". It's funny though. Her little boyfriend is Juju's little boyfriend. He's not little. He's 6 foot something. And so Juju's not short. Like, we almost look eye to eye. She's only slightly shorter than me. And when she stands next to him, she looks like a little tiny person. And I always laugh and tease her because she's not small. Like, you look so little standing next to him. It's hilarious. By the way, that's going pretty well. I got no complaints about the boy yet. Just gonna say that. So yeah. Y'all need to wish me luck or pray for me in regards to tackling this room. Maybe my beautiful little son will help me move stuff around today. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Benny,
I want to get...
Benny's making my sitting view uncomfortable.
Because he's on your blanket. Sit in his dog bed. Is that more comfortable?
Yeah.
Get all the way up in there.
Ow!
Your head?
I just hit my head on this.
I didn't even see you hit your head on there. I have to watch the replay.
By the way, this is really cool.
You like that?
Yeah, I love it.
They can't even see you, goofball.
I don't like it, but I love it.
Oh, good.
Well, actually, I'll both like it and love it, though.
That's fine. We're gonna listen. I'm probably gonna move the fluff container. I don't know where we're gonna put the fluff container. I want to get rid of all this crap right here. All this. And all of this. And I'm thinking about getting rid of my rolly carts. Because right now they're just storing garbage. And, you know what else I want to do? I want to turn this Halloween. You think you can help me with all that? Don't put plastic in his dog bed. Put it in the garbage can. Alright, well at least I have a volunteer. You guys want to see what I'm working on? Alright, I have been talking a lot this year about using up yarn that I'm saving, or the good yarn or whatever. Do you guys remember when I went to 757 Reuse and I got this big box of like the fancy, the cotton? This is called Grignasco, Mexico, made in Italy. This had 5 balls of the blue and 5 balls of the white. I decided to make another Jada style tank top. It's just about done at this point. I think I'm gonna just finish off this, and I'm gonna have 2 balls left over. I made this one different. So we got solid white for the Chi-Chi area, and then we're doing, hang on. We did the blue in the center of the white on the 3 sides, but for the back, instead of doing that one triangle I did, it looked kind of funky, I did hexagons. And I attach them, and it gives me a flatter back to the shirt, and it fits me a little better. I still don't love it, but it's way better than the way the other one was puckering. And then I'm just putting granny chevron around the bottom like I did with the other one. Hang on. So like that. And then for the back, I did racer style back again, but I did like a lacy. Someone commented on Jada's post a really weird question, and I didn't really know how to take it. She's all, oh my god, what are you wearing under that? I love it. It looks like a bathing suit top. I was like, I'm wearing a tank top. But I don't think she was talking about my tank top. I think she was talking about my bra. Because my bras are all racer back. And I honestly, I get a lot of questions about my bras. My bras are from Lane Bryant. and they're all front close, and I love them. I feel like if you are a bigger woman and you have your top heavy, very often your bra straps sit too far outside here and they are heavy on your shoulders, right? And I get a lot of back and shoulder pain when I wear traditional bras, and I only discovered this like 2-3 years ago. If I wear the racer back that goes up around my neck, it's not pulling on my neck. It doesn't pull me forward because it's not actually touching my neck. But it brings the weight in closer towards my neck so that it's not pulling down on my shoulders as much as it is being supported by my back more, if that makes sense. Plus, I also like the ease of taking on and putting on and taking off a front closed bra, because it comes off like a, you know, it opens up like a shirt. So I get a lot of questions about my bras, a lot, and I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, don't talk about my unders. I don't care. Like, I want to help people so they're not. My entire childhood, my mom would take me to Kmart and buy them ugly white bras for old ladies that had no support, and they had really wide padded straps. When you're 16 years old, you don't want to wear a granny bra. Okay, you don't. I'm 45 and don't want to wear a granny bra. I don't care how comfortable they are. I'd rather go without than to put on one of them ugly monstrosity white things, or, oh, the nude ones. You know, the ones that came in a box that you had to pull off the drawer. Yeah, that's what I had to choose from. That's all we could afford. That's all that was available at the time. And hated them. I discovered Lane Bryant when I was 17, but still couldn't afford it. But when I met Mr. Cinnamon, he's my sugar daddy. He makes sure I have what I need to make me feel pretty and feel good about myself. And so, you know, he has always encouraged me to spend $55 on a good bra and, you know, feel pretty and be comfortable at the same time. And, you know, I get a lot of questions because my bra shows a lot because I wear tank tops and there's no hiding that strap. I've also been shamed about, oh, don't you dare show that bra strap online. It's a piece of fabric. If you're that bothered by a piece of fabric, I don't know what to tell you. It's fabric. So, yeah. I really was going to clean while I was filming this video, and I ain't done no cleaning, Lucas. I ain't done nothing. He said he was going to help me, though. I don't think he will. He's over there playing with his paper. I'm going to at least try to move some stuff around. Sort some things. At least make, I call them ADHD piles. They're also called hoard piles. ADHD people have a tendency to make hoard piles. And they know where those things are at because all those things are piled in that pile. So while it looks like you have a really messy desk, I know where everything on this desk is for the most part. Until I can't find it because it's behind yarn. But he does the same thing in his bedroom, don't you, bud?
Yeah.
I call them hoard piles. You put them in a bucket or you put them in a container. And I'm trying to teach him to put them in a container because he's just piling them on the floor at this point. If you put them in a container, it's easier to carry them back to where they need to go. Or it at least keeps them contained so people aren't stepping on them and breaking them. And my mom was so obsessive compulsive about cleaning. I was never taught any of this growing up. She just constantly walked behind us. Like we couldn't sit at the table and eat because if we got crumbs, she, while we're still eating, is scraping the crumbs from underneath us. Because that's how bad she was with her cleaning obsession. So she never actually taught us how to do anything to take care of our own houses or take care of properly, like organize, or like she just did everything. And then if we did it, we didn't do it up to her standards. So she would yell at us and then redo it. And so we didn't learn anything from that. And I'm learning a lot of things as an adult, and I've learned a lot since him because I started to really just research ADHD things that I didn't realize I've had my whole life. My mom probably had it. I'm convinced my mom was ADHD. And just, he's a lot like her. I'm a lot like him. So when I learn something, I'm like, okay, this works, Lucas. Like, let's do this. And so I'm trying to at least train him better than I was trained, so that when he's an adult, he's more a functioning adult than I am. But, I mean, what actually is a functioning adult at this point? In this state and age, in this world that we live in, what actually is a functioning adult? Because I don't see a whole lot of that happening. So, I'm already overwhelmed. This is probably going to take me a week. Like I said, there's a lot going on this month. There may be, I'm going to guarantee there's missing videos at some point in this month. I still have several of you who are watching old videos and letting them run through. And thank you so much for that. It's like $3 here, $8 there, $3 here, $5 here. Like, depending on the length of the video, how many ads it has. That makes a huge, huge difference because those numbers add up. Okay? 8 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3, it adds up. And so, if you have done that at all in the past month for me,
Daddy.
When you scared him, Bubba, he was dreaming. That's so, I love when he dreams. Woo, 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 woo. That's a good boy. He looks like he's getting fat. Look at his belly. He ain't been running around as much as he normally does. He's packing on the pounds. That's another thing I want to do with little man when homeschool starts is I want to go as part of physical education. I want to go for either hikes or walks with Bentley. And that benefits all of us. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to actually edit and upload this video and try to get to work. But like I said, there's a lot of things still coming up that it's going to take me at least several days, possibly a couple of weeks to get this room back in order. But I'm going to at least start today and clear out a lot of this stuff. Her closet is virtually empty. And so I'm going to start packing, I think, some of these buckets in there. And if I put some of the buckets of yarn in there, I have room on my shelves. In case you guys haven't looked lately, I have a lot of plastic buckets on my shelves. And if I get rid of those, I have room to actually store yarn on there and not just plastic buckets. And then plastic buckets can go in the closet. Out of sight, out of mind. Because I'm not using the yarn in the buckets anyway. Like there's cakes. Caked up fancy yarn. A whole bucket of Hobby Lobby yarn. So I fully predict more mystery boxes coming in the future, but that's not going to be for a couple months, so don't ask. Because like I said, I want to downsize a lot before we move. Because I don't know what the next house is going to look like. I don't know what my next office is going to look like. I would love to have an outside building outside of the house. I even looked into small houses or like sheds and redoing a shed. I have no problem buying one of those big sheds and doing the work myself to turn it into an office. Because I'm pretty handy. Mr. Cinnamon's pretty handy. YouTube tells us everything we need to know. And I also know to get like furniture to, like, maybe if I wanted to put shelving in there, I know where to get shelving for cheap. And I know how to, like, I will go out of my way to shop at a reuse store or a thrift store or the Habitat for Humanity restore to get stuff like that for way discounted, you know. Knobs for like your, like this whole desk, my desk is from the reuse store almost all, like, I bought kitchen cabinets and I put a butcher block top on top of it, and it's an amazing desk. It weighs 500 pounds, but it's amazing. So we're totally handy and can do these things. That's like origami with photographs.
Yeah.
That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope this video wasn't like too boring. And that, I don't know, at least I spent time with you. At least you felt like we spent some quality time together and we hung out. Because that's my goal through a lot of these videos. I used to pressure myself to be of a specific entertainment value or teach something, like and now I'm just like, let's just hang out. Let's take the pressure off a little bit. Let's just hang out. We're friends here. We just want to chill. And I know not everybody likes it. Everybody wants like content. Yeah. I don't have the energy for all that anymore. But it's all good. Tune in tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow's video is going to be late. I'm probably not going to release it until noon. I'm just going to tell you, there's a yarn release coming out tomorrow. And I'm really excited about it. And I know that you guys are going to want to watch. I don't have the yarn on hand, but I'm still going to talk about it. And that will be Friday's video. It's going to be yarn porn without the yarn porn. But since you got this far, I might as well just tell you, there's a new yarn release tomorrow. And I'm excited. When I heard about it, I was like, that's a fantastic idea. So I'm gonna have to order some. I'm gonna have to order some because I'm really excited about what the yarn is. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you. So tune in tomorrow around noon and we'll have that video release. And with that, I'm gonna let you go and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.